So, Mr. Kamaus, thank you for joining us today. This is the... what do you teach?
Right now, this is win time, so there are no students in here. But what I normally teach is, can we go through this by the hour?
Yes.
Good. So second hour, I have modern U.S. history, lovely bunch of students. Third hour, I have U.S. history. They're okay, 25 of them. Fourth hour, government. My son is in there, so I'm not so sure about that group, but whatever. Fifth hour, I have U.S. history students. Sixth hour, I also have U.S. history students. They're working to figure it out. Seventh hour, I have government. They don't like to say much. And then eighth hour, I have 1960s. So we're just gonna watch some movies.
We've gotten suggestions actually from Miss Reed, so not all of these are ours. So first question.
Probably terrible questions. No, I don't have any lettuce in my room or anything like that. I do have combos that I like to snack on. I'm sure she has legumes and soybeans, but I'm gonna have combos.
Why do you switch glasses for volleyball matches?
Why? It's honestly what you'll learn when you get older. My wife does not like these glasses. She likes the thick framed, the black glasses that I have. So she likes me to wear those. The problem is I can't see very well out of them. So I like to wear these instead. So it's like, you sometimes do things when you get older because your spouse says you should do that. And one of them is the glasses.
But that's just during volleyball games for show, basically.
Yeah, basically. When I need to see, like right now during class, I have the glasses that I can see on. When I drive, when it's with my wife, it's with the glasses I can't see out of, so I got to be really careful then. Unless she falls asleep in the front seat, then I slip these on, at the time. So
where did your love of Spam come from?
When I was younger, my grandma used to make it a lot. She actually had to go to the emergency room once because she cut her hand right here, like opening the top of it. It didn't always used to be like the flip top lid. You used to have to use a crank with it, and she cut her hand right there, sliced it and diced it pretty good from like her wrist all the way up her middle finger, and had to get a bunch of stitches. But I'm pretty sure she prepared the meal first, and then we ate it, and then it's like, oh, grandma,
Spam made me sick once. I ate it after it was opened overnight, and that's why I wasn't able to do my finals in your class, actually, freshman year.
That's the food poisoning? That's where it happened?
Yes, that's where it happened.
I would think that it would make you better, but I guess that's probably, that's too bad. Yeah. That's just a shame.
So that's why I didn't finish your class freshman year, basically.
Well, before you graduate, I'll have that final. I've still got it in my desk, and we'll have you finish her up, and it'll be great.
I thought it was excused. I'm going to leave that alone.
Well, now that I found out why, it's probably not, because, that's true. It's one of
It was also bronchitis.
Okay, well, there you go. Now we got something else. So I guess it is excused. Okay, but that's why I love Spam. I grew up on it.
Tell us about the beef thief, and who do you think did it?
Someone in the building, and I don't like it. So if you look over, I've got bread over there. I like to make my own sandwiches now at school. But sometimes I bring cold meat for cold meat sandwiches, and I like to bring carved turkey, and then like those buttock meats, the in the bags or whatever they're called. I like to bring one of those, and I brought corned beef the one week. I brought like 4 packages of it, and I walked in there and went, gone. Someone stole it. We have a corned beef thief in our school. I've got my guesses, starting with Miss Johanns, and probably extending no further. Not going to say it was her, but I'm pretty positive it was. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? All I have elsewhere in there is a squeezable jar of mayonnaise.
So what is
I have a mayonnaise sandwich. It doesn't work. So now I brought the peanut butter, and I have squeezable Smucker's jelly that I keep in the fridge in there. So I make my own sandwiches.
So what's your reasoning behind it being Miss Johanns? Because we can follow up on this.
Well, I know it's not Miss Reed. Okay, like you guys know that. And it's not Hoff, because he doesn't eat anything for lunch ever besides drink water out of a plain white cup. And I don't feel it's Mr. Whitman, because he doesn't eat anything either. Mr. Kilberg only eats stuff from the cafeteria that will fit on 2 plates, like 2 massive plates of food and stuff. And then Miss Zenisek, she's too polite. She's a very polite person. So Miss Johanns is just snarky and sarcastic enough that I feel like she's like, oh, I want to ruin his day, stuff like that. And she knows how important it was to me. So
we got some smack talking going on here, serious gossip.
I think that's probably why it is.
She sent a letter to Reed saying that there was no way that she would beat her in a lightsaber duel, which, by the way, we might be following up on.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that, I guess.
What is the best movie ever?
I mean, where do you start? There's like, okay, so there's like a certain group of movies that if they come on TV, I'm out for the night. You know, I have to watch them. And I like to quote, you know, some of them sometimes too, you know. It's easy to grin when your ship's coming in and you've got the stock market beat. You remember that scene?
Not at all.
Man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his pants aren't too tight in the seat. You know that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, it's a great scene from Caddyshack. I love that movie. Young Guns is a phenomenal movie, 1988. Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, you know those guys. Major League, 1989. Charlie Sheen's in that one, too. I guess it sounds like he's my favorite actor, but he's not really. Any of the Marvel movies, the Star Wars movies, except for the Phantom, like that three, like Phantom Menace, bad acting.
The prequels.
Yeah, bad acting, middle clones movie, and then all of Revenge of the Sith except the end when Anakin like falls into the river of lava. But I like the other ones, you know what I mean? There's also some movies that I'll watch no matter. Oh, Coming to America, the first one, like that. I've not seen the second one yet, so don't ruin it for me. But yeah, I like those. 1960s, we just got done watching that, and the kids didn't mind it. They thought like the ending like blew their minds. They didn't know. We're currently watching Apollo 13 in that class right now. If you'd like to come visit.
You never watched that with us?
Probably not, no. Because we have a new unit, the space race. The space race, you know, like when we went to the moon. That's our next unit that we actually have in class.
Conspiracy theories?
Yeah, I mean, well, no, it's just like, okay, here's something we may have done, but in all likelihood didn't, because you guys couldn't throw a paper airplane from one side of the room to the other. So you're telling me we can land on a celestial body? I don't think so. Anyway. Next question.
That's your reasoning, because people can't make paper airplanes?
You couldn't shoot, and then they're like, well, if you're gonna go to the moon, you've got to hit like a hole in the atmosphere, like the widths of a size of a piece of paper, turn this way. It's 200 degrees Fahrenheit on the sun and the moon, and minus 200 in the shade. And you're telling me we can stand there like this and be in a 400 degree temperature difference, wearing only an astronaut suit and being protected in an astronaut ship by like, what's it called, aluminum foil?
Gold foil, but
Well, it doesn't matter. It didn't happen. So no. So I'm against that. But so we're still watching the movie. It's pretty good. Tom Hanks is in it. I like that one movie too where he talks to the volleyball. Castaway. Big fan of that.
We only have a couple more questions. And what is your most embarrassing moment ever to ever happen to you?
Oh my gosh.
about announcing football.
Well, I know I'm terrified when I announce football because I'm afraid I'm going to make some big mistake and then everyone's going to laugh. And so when I have a lot of stuff to announce, like the last time, the homecoming and all that stuff, I get super nervous. I get super like anxious about that. God, I don't know. Like most embarrassing moment ever. Well, I sat on a desk one time and it flattened like Coca-Cola. I went to like sit on it, and when I sat, the immense weight of my body just like it flattened like crazy. And that's where I got this desk about 11 years ago. And this one, you could probably put like a nuclear weapon on it and it's not going to go anywhere. But yeah, I broke a desk in front of students. It was embarrassing. And I ended up like a beached whale on the floor, like with my legs up in the air, and make it like that. So that was no good. There's some students, like if you know Mitch Montgomery, he's an older student. He's probably 30. Is he 30? He was in there. He ran around in circles like when it happened, like that. But I know it was Mr. Bunning, I think, sabotaged it because he subbed for me the day before. I think he like loosened one of the screws on the legs. Or I was just like super overweight and broke the desk. One of the two things happened, so whatever's more likely.
Which is more likely, Mr. Bunting?
More likely, Mr. Bunting took the time to not stare at the kids like during his subbing time, and he unscrewed a leg, or I was just like tremendously out of shape and broke an old desk. One of those two things is more likely to occur.
Come on, Mr. Bunting. Really. Yeah. Last question. This one was sent in by Miss Reed. Why is Revenge of the Nerds your favorite movie?
That's such a, like, there's so, okay. First of all, yeah, you can't watch it, because it's rated R or whatever. But yeah, classic. I remember when I was like 8 years old, and you used to have to like rent VCR machines. Do you know what a VCR is?
I do.
Okay. You have to rent them from gas stations. And we went up to my aunt and uncle's house, and my parents and my aunt and uncle like rented that movie, but we couldn't be in the room. But my cousin and I like put our ears up to like the door, and we were listening to it, and I was like, yeah, I should probably watch that movie someday. I do always send like a text message out when it's on, and then I'm usually, can't go to bed now till midnight.
And I do want to follow up on the text message thing. Now, we asked Miss Reed why she's always raging in the group chats, and she says it was because of you. Now, what do you think? What do you think you've done?
No, I don't think I've done. I mean, if I've done anything, it's been right, because I'm the oldest one, and so respect is given to elders. So whatever, if there's ever been anything done, it would be her fault, possibly Miss Johanns' fault, even, because they're younger than I and they respect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kamaus, for doing this interview.
Thanks, brother.
It's been nice.
It's been nice to see you guys again. It's been a while,
Stay crispy.
I'll do my best.